Hi everyone, this is Rach from Square Stylist. In this video, I am very excited to share with you a tool that we can use for Squarespace 7.1 sites. If you've taken any of my courses in Square Stylist, I make them compatible for both Squarespace 7.0 and 7.1. And most of the time, I recommend identifying the section ID such that will limit the effect of CSS to a certain section only and not affect the entire site. So this is a preview of the Squarespace 7.1 template that I'm launching really soon. And while I'm working on it, I discovered a really great tool that makes it easy for us to determine the section ID, and that's the Squarespace ID Finder by Heather Tovey. This is such a game changer in Squarespace 7.1 because previously it was really time consuming to use the developer tool every time you need to get the section ID. So just install this in your Chrome browser. This will only work in Chrome. And then as soon as you're done, this icon should show up in your Chrome tab. Previously, I was using this Squarespace block identifier, which was great. However, it doesn't show the section ID for Squarespace 7.1. Hence, this extension by Heather Tovey, Squarespace ID Finder, if you click on it, the collection ID as well as the section ID will show up. So all we need to do is to click on that section ID and it will be copied to our clipboard. That's the same way with the block IDs. So just click on it and the block ID will be copied. So the section ID is blue, while the block ID is in red, while the collection ID is colored yellow. So that's it. Let me just walk you through how we'll use that. I'm gonna click on edit and I'll try to add another section at the very bottom. I'm just gonna add a blank one. And then I'll add a text, heading 1, and then I'll format it as heading 1. And then I'll click and save. So the way it will be useful is if we'd like to limit the CSS to a certain section only. So in this case, if I want to turn this heading 1 to red color, but only for this section, all I need to do is to click our Squarespace ID Finder and then just click the section ID pop-up and then just paste it in our CSS document, in our design custom CSS panel. Paste it right there and then add curly brackets. And then we can target our selector, our element selector H1, and then curly brackets again. We just need to add color and then specify any color right there. So this will turn our heading 1 for this section red. And if you're enrolled in any of my courses, I would usually reference the section ID as this syntax or just this syntax. You can completely change this to the section ID here in the ID Finder. So just, for example, as soon as I click the icon, just copy this and you can replace the section ID here. So even if this one is referring to the dot page dash section, this will work as well. So here, and if I reference it in any of my courses as hash section ID, then just paste the correct section ID here. All right, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Hope this will help your Squarespace 7.1 workflow.